Thanks for joining us, everyone. We are following new information for you tonight regarding a West Fargo teacher who shot and killed another man outside of a church back in August. State prosecutors say the shooter, 53-year-old Don Barron, won't face charges because he was acting in self-defense. 25-year-old Austin Strom died in that shooting. Court filings released today say that Strom was at the Prairie Heights Church that morning because he thought he was God and wanted to get inside of his house. While trying to get inside, he met church member 66-year-old Kent Hodges. Court records say Strom and Hodges had a physical altercation. Hodges was found with several loose teeth and several cuts on his face. Now that's where Don Barron comes in. The court filings say Barron was at a nearby parking lot and caught the encounter on his dash camera. He drove over to intervene. After repeated failed commands from Barron to Strom to get on the ground, Barron eventually shot Strom in the chest, killing him. The Cass County State's Attorney's Office reviewed charges against Barron for murder, but ultimately ruled that he was acting in self-defense. Prosecutors also say the only reason Hodges was at the church that Saturday morning was because he had dementia, and he arrived at the church a day early to help with Sunday services. Strom was also a member of the church.